NIO with 3,400 insurance registrations. That's for the week of June 10th through the 16th. And I'll tell you right now, this looks consistent with what NIO gave us for their guidance for the second quarter. I'm happy with these numbers. Here's why. I want to go back to April because April was the month where NIO delivered over 15,000 vehicles. And then they followed that up with a monthly delivery record in May of over 20,000. But if we look at the first 3 full weeks in April, what you'll notice is the 1st through the 7th, 2,100 roughly on the insurance registration side of things. The second full week in April, 2,500. The third full week, 3,000. And then things kind of went up from there. Now, this is consistent from the standpoint of through the course of a month, NIO numbers do improve on this side of things. The weeklies, I don't get too hung up on them, and this is exactly why. Late in that month, they came in with that 5,000 number, and then heading into May, you had kind of and this was a carryover. It was both days in May and April. So a little less clear on those numbers. But then the first 2 full weeks in May, NIO with 4,400 for both of those weeks. And then they had really big numbers, 5,400, which was almost the single weekly record. And then this blew the original or previous record on the weekly side out of the water. But there were a couple of those days that carried over into June. So with that, a little bit of an unknown, we'll call it. Then the 3,500 and 3,400 number, if you'll note, again, we go back to April, 34 and 3,500 compares very nicely with these first 3 full weeks in April. In June, we still have 2 full weeks left, meaning we could see 5,000 plus numbers or an average of 5,000 for the last 2 weeks. It just won't surprise me because that's the way that things seem to trend for NIO, and it is consistent with what they gave us for guidance. The guidance for the second quarter was deliveries to be expected between 54 and 56,000, and heading into June, NIO had over 36,000. So 18 to 20,000, that's kind of the range we're looking for, and it does look like that is very doable. It looks to me like NIO is right on track. So that's my thought. I wanted to offer that. Big picture overview remains the play and thought for me. But I think if we only looked at the main numbers, we would be doing ourselves a disservice because April was over 15,000 and those numbers started out much lower than the numbers here in June. So this is just kind of, we're seeing NIO as it's growing and maturing, but it's still pretty early. They haven't come out with their Firefly vehicle yet. It's testing. So I thought this was kind of an interesting little post from Thinker Car, and I wanted to share it kind of as a bonus for those who stuck around to the end. Have a great day. I'll see you all again very soon.